raindrops falling on the street. I can't recall when I last saw the sun. Summer's just a memory, a faded piece.
So, all right, I'm here with Kaden Michael, second generation driver here in the area. It's kind of cool growing up, seeing a lot of these guys' dads race, and now we got, you know, Kaden. There's Cody Rickards also here at the mall show too. So I guess we'll start out with that. What's it like having Andy as your dad and having to, you know, follow in his footsteps out on the track?
It's good, but I have a name to live up to, and it's a fun experience.
Yep. I mean, Andy caught fire this year at State Line, and, you know, you picked up your first ever track championship at Freedom. How was that?
It was good. It was fun racing with everybody, and it was good competition. So,
getting into racing, why did you guys decide to go with the Rush Stockcar series over at any other series?
It was a good series, and we already knew Vicky, and my dad's been racing in that class for a couple of years, and we've had good luck with her.
I think it's been a really good beginner class. I think you got into it real early with I mean, some of those features I see at Erie's, maybe like 4 or 5 cars. I feel like this year it's going to be a little bit tougher competition with a lot more guys coming out in the woodwork. So more of the same this year going into your this year's schedule? Erie, Freedom?
Yeah, hopefully, and we'll have a couple races at State Line, well, not State Line, Hummingbird and Smithport.
All right, well, thanks for your time.
Yep, you too.
We're here with Kurt Stebbins here at the Olean Mall Show. Kurt, boss man of 2 racetracks, you race all over. What, 2 cars? You just sticking with 1 now?
Well, we've been talking a little bit last night about, you know, we were running Mckean a little bit last year. I think I'm going to set aside this year and go out on the infield and give them a hand. You know, I'm still going to hit quite a few rush races up. I think I'm going to bust my street stock out a little bit, hit some more up with the series that's going on there, and see what happens.
Do you ever sleep between 2 racetracks, 2 race cars, and all the work that goes into all 4 of those?
I sleep on the way to Genesee. No, not really, because my wife's in the back sleeping.
So first, I mean, you guys took over Genesee from the Johnsons, and then you guys took over Mckean. What kind of decisions went into not only doing just Genesee, but taking over a second track after?
Well, you know, the whole Mckean thing was just kind of thrown on us, like, come on, guys, you can do it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever, let's do it, you know. So after we did it, I'm glad we did. You know, I had a couple friends stand beside me and help me out, get it up and going, so that was awesome.
Yeah, I think, and I know the buzz around last year when first I was like, someone's like, hey, they got equipment out on the track, and I was like, we should go down there and see. And then I heard that it was you, and we snuck down there and took a few pictures of things coming together. You guys did, and I'm not saying anything against anybody that's owning the parts. You guys went in there, and it was like not a complete makeover, but just all the work that went in there. You guys turned that around in like, what, 2.5 weeks from the first time you signed the papers to racing? Yeah,
it wasn't very long. We had a lot of good help, you know. We just got it done. I mean, painted stuff. Shuttleworth came in and painted all the white stuff, the bleach, you know, all the walls, moved the walls out of the way, fixed all that, the drainage a little bit. You know, we took 200 loads off the track, I would say, and then just started moving stuff around, and I think it came together pretty good.
It did. It raced really good all season. I think, you know, a lot of those, you know, the worries going into it, you know, hey, is it going to happen what happened last time on the track surface? Surface held up extremely well, you know, through that little period that you guys raced. So going into this year, what are your big events this year?
The bigger events is we got a ULMS show. We got the UMP show that you're helping us with there. I believe we have a big block modified show coming in, so that's going to be cool to see on that track, which they probably haven't seen that in a long time. So I'm hoping for a good turnout with them guys there. Not too many other special. I mean, they got the Rush race. We got some stock car racing going on there. Pretty much, you know, we're going to stick to the regulars other than that.
I think, though, the couple specials you do have between the big blocks, whether it be Genesee or Mckean, and you know, we're bringing in the UMPs, and I mean, you say UMPs at Mckean, they come out of the woodwork, you know, and we're doing the Locals Cup for that, so that's good. It's going to be interesting. I know I said this with Cody, is it feels like a lot of these local tracks are experimenting more, you know,
Yep.
and it'll be exciting to see. Make sure you thank everybody that makes, you know, whether it's the race car, the tracks, everything that makes it happen.
Yeah, all the sponsors are awesome. Bonnie's been doing a great job getting a lot of sponsors back on board this year and some new ones. So that's awesome. I really applaud her for that. She does a good job.
All right, thank you for your time.
Yep.
All right, I'm here with Sherman Gage with Sassy Bitch also in the background. Get a look at this. I really like this wrap. We'll start here. I know I didn't do this for the other ones, but Kurt and Bonnie do wraps. Bonnie made this look phenomenal, so shout out to them. All right, Sherman.
This year.
Nice. Awesome. Ruined the bait. Great. So you kind of teased us a little bit that you weren't racing, and now you're racing. Why you got to play mind games with this? You played with my heart.
Well, the goal was this year was to go to a pro mod, and which we still got that in the works. But Sassy was being put together for other reasons, and then I was going to sell it, and well, she sold it. She said yes. So we're racing the street stock, mainly for the Empire Street Stock race with Mike Welch's crew there. We probably will hit Batavia a lot to get, you know, make sure she's ready, and then Saturday nights at McKean County for the pro mod stuff. But
so that Empire Street Stock tour series that they did, we covered a couple races of that. It's phenomenal what they're doing for the street stocks. I mean, we really needed something like that in this area. I know you think you raced a couple of them. Did you race the whole thing or just a couple of them?
no, I think I raced 3 of them, and I was never successful.
Yeah, a lot of fast guys in that series too. So also putting on this is the safety guy for Bradford too. One of the fastest guys. He's the second fastest guy in the infield in the region, second to me because I am the fastest. We should have a race sometime. We'll do that for like a redraw or something.
Do you have to have a car chasing you, and I got to be going to a fire?
Yes. At the end, it's kind of like the what those dog races where they got like the treats or whatever at the end of the straightaway there. But so you're one of, again, fastest guy. I think I always brag to everybody about how Bradford, you know, a lot of guys kind of cautious, like, I don't want to go bang up my stuff there. You guys have one of the best crews, I think, in the region. I would put their crew up against anybody in the world, really. What kind of goes into that? I mean, it's kind of like you out there, well, you're like the first one of the scene.
I usually am the first one, and then I got a bunch of good guys behind me. Mike, Sean, there's like 6 or 7 of us that follow lead, and our thing is to get there and be, as Zach Weech jumps through the thing, we get there and make sure the main thing is make sure the driver's good and okay and what his danger is. And if there's no danger, we're going to be easy on it, but when they're on fire, we don't care about anything. We're just going to get them out of the car.
So, again, one of the best in the business. I wish, you know, we got more tracks. Sherman's only one guy, and he got a race on sometimes on the weekend, but if every track could have one of these guys out there, it'd be all good.
Sorry.
All right. Hey, thank all your sponsors, everybody that made this happen.
Well, we'll start out with the guy that built the car, Greg Walsh, Head Rush. He built this chassis. It was a Shaw car at one time from Wally Wade, and then my work, Hess Tire, Cummins Trucking, CRS that I get all my parts from. I got Griffin Racing on the other side, Bubba Cow, all racing. That guy right there in the red, that's my dad. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, obviously. The little one back there, that's my biggest supporter. Kurt, Bonnie. I got a bunch of them that help me out. East Coast Speed from up in Batavia. And, of course, KB Graphics and KB Race Bodies.
All right. Thank you for your time.
All right, bud. Thanks.
All right, we're here with Jake Wilber. Here, the driver of the number 50 crate late. Jake, you made the jump from pure stocks up into the crate. I know I was there your first night, you know, in the crate. I guess let's talk first. What was that jump like? Because those, I mean, it's two totally different things, but what are the differences and what was your first night out in it like?
The first night out was not good at all. It was a lot different. I couldn't even drive the thing in a circle or down the straightaways straight, but I mean, we had a good time with it. I'm starting to get the hang of it now, so.
So, what are kind of the key differences between running, you're pretty good in a pure stock, you finally got this thing around here in the last, year or so. What are the couple differences, I guess, between the two?
Just handling, really. Like the suspension's way different, the big tires are different, and the competition's a lot more stiff in this class, so.
I mean, locally, though, in the pure stocks, you got maybe like the top 5 guys could really, win on any given night around here. But in the rush, especially when you start traveling somewhere, like I see you go down to Lernerville and stuff, you got like the top 12 are feature winners, track champions at their local track. So, I mean, what's it like lining up with some, legends, because any given night you could see like Shub Frank or anybody like that out there.
Yeah, and you see the 3J coming around you quite a bit too. That's never fun. But no, it's cool getting to race with guys like that. Randy Hall, Stebbins. I mean, I've been a fan of Randy Hall since I was a kid, so it's cool getting to get up and race with him.
What are your plans for this year? Still some of the same pick and choose, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll be traveling too far. We'll just be doing like Smithport, Bradford, Freedom, their couple of shows. I'm sure we'll make it back out to Lernerville, see if we can't make the show this year. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was your first night was Lernerville in there, and I mean, that's a tough place to get around just by itself. So, hey, before we go, quick little interview here. Thank all your sponsors, everybody makes this happen.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to thank Sweet Rides, Gut Stump Grinding, my grandma and grandpa, Terry Suppa, my mom, dad, Suspension Systems, Jay's Automotive, Ray's Carpetet, Dick Bennett. I mean, there's a lot of people that make this happen, so all of them.
All right. Thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, thank you guys.
This is why he's third in the chain of command.
Is that right?
We got, just waiting for you to push a button. All right, I'm here with Jesse Isadore.
Isadore. You almost got it right, yeah.
Isadore.
Yeah, Isadore. You're right.
Isadore, jumpy truck iRacing guy for the Woah Nellie Productions, Cluster Truck Cup, and guy really kind of lightened the fire under the mini late model scene. Not only does he race in it, but gets cars together, gets them ready, is a big helping hand. So let's talk all about that. You're a second generation racer yourself too.
Yeah.
So kind of the question is, how do you get yourself not only into this, but from coming from the old man and then many late model racing and all that good stuff?
Well, getting into it is the hard part. Getting out of it's even harder. I mean, I'm a big man in a little car. I mean, I don't know. They're really cool. They're a lot different than what we did in late models. They're straight axles in the front and rear. They're pretty simple. They have panhard bars front and rear. I mean, they're easy to set up, but hard to make fast. And we spent most of the beginning of the year struggling. And then the second half of the year, we weren't struggling as much. We were pretty fast the second half of the year, clicked off a bunch of wins. I mean, the good thing is like we went into this with kind of like a late model mindset where we were writing everything down. We were paying really close attention to details. I have stacks of setup sheets a mile high. I mean, we've tried every spring combination imaginable. And then when we found something that worked, we just dialed it in and got better and better and better, And yeah, I mean, it was just diligence, I suppose. And I really like them. They're a lot of fun.
What kind of sparked your interest in getting into the Sharp Mini late model division? Because I mean, this is in the grand scheme of things really new. I think we had the Super 6s beforehand that really didn't catch on.
Yeah.
They were V6 engines in this chassis.
Yeah.
And then these things came around, and there was a couple of them every so often, and now it's exploded. If you want to turn the camera that way, we got probably how many new ones compared to last year, just even in this show?
Well, if you see that red car over there, that's Rob Eaton. We drug him kind of kicking and screaming into the class. When we got into it, we kept dragging him down to the shop and going, look at these things. You'd have so much fun in these things, And we just nagged him, and then he finally bought one. Well, then he just went crazy. He started buying like 2-3 mini lates at a time and selling them to people in the local region. This car here was one of my cars, and Cameron's driving it this year. He's switching from modified to this. I mean, Leland bought 2 cars from Jack. I mean, the class just keeps multiplying, and I don't know. It's the thing is they're cheap. They're not exactly quote unquote cheap to buy. I mean, the used market has them at between 10 and 13, 10 and 15. You can get them pretty much around 11 and a half. If you go down south, you can get them for about 10. It gets a little more expensive going down south and bringing them up here to sell them again, you know, but all things considered, that's a pretty decent entry level price to get into a race ready car. And there's no benefit to buying an old car versus a new car. They're spec chassis. Everything's the same. So like if you look at all the bar mounting locations on these cars, so my dad's car, that was a white car I won in last year. That car is one of the oldest cars in the region. I think it's chassis number 32 or something ever. And it's got all the same mounting points as this car, which was brand new last year, you know. So there's no real benefit to buying an old one versus a new one other than the amount of races that have been run on it, whether it's, you know, petered out or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the really cool things about this. You're not going to get out dollared. You're not going to get out money. You're not going to get beat by somebody throwing money at the race car, you know? So, and I think that's really appealing to a lot of people.
I think that does show, especially in the competition, even when there's only a handful of you guys out on the track. I mean, you got guys out there. Anybody could show up and win on any given night. Just, you know, you get the setup right. It's a lot of driver, I would also say. You guys really drive the absolute F out of these things, trying to keep it PG, but they really do. I mean, we talk all the time about how, you know, you can't really full send these things.
I can.
You can.
I can.
But, you know.
I will go tumbling off the backstretch at some point. There might be a time or two where I roll at Smethport, but you know.
But with that, you know, the competition, I feel like how many different winners did you have in this class versus how big the class is, you know?
I would say towards the middle of the year. I mean, the guys that I know won features last year, me, Terry, Ryan. I think Carson won, and then the Scott boy there, was it Ryan Scott or no Wyatt?
Wyatt was in.
Okay, Wyatt won one. I mean, there is a lot of winners in this class. I mean, and there's also a handful of people just learning the car. I don't think I would have put myself on the list of people to win last year until the end of the year, obviously. But, you know, it really boils down to if you're willing to bust your ass and work on the damn thing and try stuff and write stuff down and really put your best foot forward, you're going to do well in this class because it's as much the time you put in during the week as it is how you drive on the weekend. You know what I mean?
With you guys kind of getting, I wouldn't say overwhelmed with options for racing this year. I know I talked to a couple guys in the class already saying, oh no, 3 nights is a lot. You know, a lot of these Rush Crate guys, 2 to 3 times a week is about normal for most of them.
Right.
But going down that road, you guys have a lot more options opening up. I know there's some, you know, one-off specials. Blanket Hill runs them once in a while. Lime Rock has a special once in a while.
Yeah.
What's your schedule? What's your strategy for running these things?
I'm going to run every single race that my little heart can take. I mean, I'm going to run everything I can. You know, the problem you run into when you're running Friday, Saturday, Sunday like that is if you wad it up on Friday, there's a good chance you're not going to be able to make it there on Saturday. And if you wad it up on Saturday, good luck getting there Sunday. You know, I'm not opposed to long nights and getting the car ready, but, you know, there's sometimes you're just flat out not going to have the parts or whatever. You can't get the stuff. You know, I will make every show that I can, put it that way. Everybody wants to add us, though. And, you know, a little bit of it, we're a little nervous because we have about 22 to 25 of us right now. There's some unknowns. There's a lot of guys looking for cars that we're not sure if they got them. We're trying to consolidate everybody into one pot on like our little Facebook group chat so that we know how many drivers we have. We know how well we're doing as far as car count. And we're trying to figure out where everybody's racing and what kind of car counts we're going to be pulling. It's a lot of logistics, though, and nobody has the time to do it. You know what I mean?
Right. You need kind of someone to sit in the middle and go, all right, everybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, you available? You want hired? What's going on?
We already got the UMP stuff going on. I said, though.
What's one more? Come on, man.
Could you imagine the Woah Nellie mini outlaw
Lates?
series?
Yeah.
So one more question before we go here, because I get involved a little bit with some go-kart stuff, and a lot of people make they probably joke around these little go-karts XYZ.
Yeah.
Is there any overlap? You say long nights in the garage. Go-kart guys, this feels like they just have the parts.
Yeah.
They can wreck and have the thing ready in 15 minutes. Just having it. Is it kind of like this where you guys have an abundance of parts, or is it just?
This is a lot more. This is more comparable to a micro sprint. Every part on this is the same as what's on a micro sprint. I have hyper axles on this car. I have micro sprint wheels and tires on the car. I mean, there's panhard bars. There's a full-blown suspension on this car that isn't on a go-kart. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot more variables, a lot more parts, a lot more of that stuff. I mean, so I guess it's kind of scale-wise it's close to a go-kart, but there's a lot more pieces there. I mean, with a go-kart axle, it's 6 bolts and you rip it out. And with this, it's like a big Lego set from hell. You know what I mean? Everything's on a slider, everything's keyed in there. And I mean, I don't know. It's similar to work on to a go-kart. There's just a lot more shit to hit your head on,
Especially you're so damn
I
tall.
know. Yeah. Yeah. So.
But hey, before we get out of here, thank all your sponsors, everybody make this happen.
Shout out to the Mountain. They came on with us this year. Shout out to DJ's Kitchen. That's my little brother's restaurant, bakery. Shout out to RJ Lawn Care. That's my mom's garden center. Eaton Fabrication. Burnin' Hollow Hot Sauce. They're from Buffalo, New York. Shit's delicious. They're getting ready to go into full-blown retail right now, so you can get their hot sauce. Oh, by the way, see me at the racetrack. I'll have a bunch of it to hand out. So I'm going to be giving that away for free. You're not allowed.
Oh, my God.
You're not allowed.
Wow.
But yeah. So, yeah, thank you for interviewing me.
All right. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
No one can remember all the fun, the late night barbecue.